Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Pocket Captains Plays Pixel Starships. And here we are once again back with our old friend, Easy Hits. It's been a while. I've been off doing a power leveling experiment using the Ninja Queen. The power leveling experiment is finished now. We managed to get from level 1 to level 45 without spending any real dollars, just using every strategy we could in the game, all the way to level 11 in just 45 days. So that's pretty remarkable. I'm pretty proud of what we did. It's also a little crazy, but I'm sure somebody out there could beat me, and I hope somebody does. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post notes about how I did it. I already know from another experiment I'm doing, I could have probably got to level 5 easily in the first day if I were doing it today. But with a few notes, it helps a lot. A little bit better planned would have helped even better. So I'm going to write down what I've learned so that other people can read it and go, I can beat that. What a loser. So before I go off of that one, the Ninja Queen, well, it's essentially finished. I will probably come back to the Ninja Queen briefly to show, I kind of laid out a strategy for how I would level it up now that it is a level 11 ship. It's essentially an empty hulk with very few crews, and the crew are not very good. How I would build that up, because remember, I now have all the resources that are available to a level 11 ship, like gas and minerals. So I could, and I will, when I get a little time now and again, fast track its development. But I'm not going to do the tap room speed up anymore. I'm just going to let them, if it takes days, it takes days. I go in every now and again and give them a little push. But before I leave the Ninja Queen, well, for the near future anyway, I would like to take a moment and thank some of the people who supported me and, friended me and cheered me on and offered suggestions. They were, at least these are the ones I found still on my friend list. Veronican, Day Divic, Aries 1136, Sexy Captain, that's actually Captain Eric, Meme Jr., Sussland, GBAC 8500, and Degradate Cornholio 36. Somewhere out there's a Beavis and Butthead fan. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for your support. That was quite an epic journey, and I hope you enjoyed it. It really was quite challenging to get a ship leveled all the way to level 11 in just 45 days. But now that that one's done, as I said, I'm working on something else too, which I'm not ready to reveal yet. I'm not going to do it in a series of episodes like that one, because I kind of left good old Easy Hits for too long. He was on the verge of level 8. Technically, at any time, I could pop him up and push the button. But this ship is not a fast leveler. It is designed, or at least the purpose of it, is to... Nice. The purpose is an attempt to try to level up properly, to make it fun, to discover, to try things out, to experiment, and to enjoy the game. So this one is not in a hurry. This one is going to do all the leveling it can. And right now, I'm grinding through research. When you look at my crew, 28, 20, and I've learned 4 times your level is the maximum level your crew can get to. For the most part, they're in pretty good shape as far as level. Now, one thing I've been remiss about is getting all the right gear on them, and I'm going to start thinking about that pretty hard. But I'm doing some leveling in the gym, a little bit in the academy, trying to get them up to snuff for when they go up a level. I want them to come in at fighting Fettle, and I'm not doing too badly winning battles with these guys. Okay, I got just right a few times. I won one, though. So, I don't get hit that often. Maybe the whole earlier experiment of making the ship look scary. I don't know, I'm trying to decide, do people still think it's scary, or should I brighten up the colors now, because it is a little boring looking. Of course, that would probably change my cover page, but I can live with that. So, what am I going to talk about tonight? Well, I've got a little treat, because one of the things I learned how to do doing the rapid leveling up was how to accumulate Starbucks in a hurry. I found that there's about 40 blimps that go by every day. So I zoom out and I wait for the blimps to go by and I tap on them. There is a timing that you have to get just right. You have to be pretty well ready for them. Make my ship small and I wait to catch them as they go by. If one blimp can manage to get all the way across the screen without you tapping on it, that source has dried up. But if I restart the game, or sometimes if I do something like visit the station for a minute, which I'll do right here, only the Mac is really seems to be very good at grabbing the... I can grab the Starbucks easy on the iPad, but I can't grab things off the loading dock. Whereas the Mac, can't grab those bucks to save my life for some reason. But if I visit the station, if I actually go in, I don't know why it's like this. Am I the only one that is experiencing this irritation? But if I go in on the Mac, I can actually click on the loading dock and load the material. Here's some stuff right there. Click, click. There, hopefully I'm helping somebody. Notice that Captain Eric is working really hard. He's got mines in here. He's got probably giving our people an advanced view of the weaknesses and strengths of our station. He's been updating the docks, updating the printer. He's been working very hard, and you know what? A moment of applaud for Captain Eric and his hard work, and for everybody else who's a part of our Pocket Captains fleet. I'm watching you donate like crazy people, and you know what? Fantastic. Good on you. You're making this a fantastic ship. There's nothing else to... Wow, you've been researching and everything. You guys have worked hard. I haven't been in for a while, and I have to be honest with you, because I didn't spend any... I didn't waste a single dollar power leveling the Ninja Queen. And the Ninja Queen isn't part of the fleet yet. And I had no idea what you guys were up to, and I see you've been very busy. So well done, all of you. So that's my small contribution. I pulled stuff off the dock. I've tried on the iPad. It just won't work for me. Every time I go back, it's still sitting there like it never happened. So anyway, here we are back to the main visit. But if you go there and then you come back, going back to what I was saying, if you visit your station for a minute and you come back, and suddenly the Zeppelins, if you give it a minute, they'll start appearing again. Sometimes if I just do a little PvP, I can make them start to come back. The most reliable way I know of, see, this thing will come back. That's the sign that's been reset. The best and most reliable way I know to do it is to restart the game. But again, sometimes PvP will do it. But they're going to prove me wrong. I'm not getting any Zeppelins. I'm kind of disappointed, so I can't show you. But that's what I do, is I click on those Zeppelins that I found. I get about 100 at 3 Starbucks each with about 40. That's 120, roughly, Starbucks a day, which is quite a lot. And I thought, there's something I've always wanted to see. Something I've always wanted to know, and I've never had the resource to try. I'm always trying to keep this thing up to date and interesting, so you can see, the way, or a way, so that you can, incorporate some of my ideas to defend your ships better. But every now and again, I get a little indulgent, and I think, hey, let's try something crazy. I bought all the parts for Delores bought. There she is. 2 legs, 2 arms, a torso, and a head. I have never seen her assembled, and I have no idea what's going to happen. So I thought, let's start this thing off by, you know what? I'm going to save her for the end. That's a treat. The other thing I wanted to log in to discuss tonight, I'm a terrible tease. The other thing I was going to discuss is I have been asked to talk briefly, because I've been doing this for a while, and it's kind of one of the things I got into this game for, was AI. We are okay. That's it. Let's remove the bridge, and let's put a command center in. Now, I'm pretty happy with my AI in most regards, except I do run out of power. I made one change to the teleporter, which I like. Enemy shield room is greater than 0%, set the maximum power, but as soon as their shields are gone, as soon as the shield room's gone, and I do tend to concentrate fire there, turn off the teleporter. Hey, you know what? I'm only sending 2 people. Or is it 3? Him and her, I think, are the only ones I'm sending over right now. Maybe this guy for system dismantle. I really can't remember. I'll have to look again. But I send them over just to basically take out the teleporter and destroy a reactor if they can. Just to bring their ship down some power. Just to weaken it. I'm not actually looking to... It's not a destruction move. It's just a crippling move. Because this is a pew-pew ship. It's there to design to just fire away. And it will blaze away. Somebody wrote in and said, you've got your guys spread out too far. And remember that now that when they're in a room, they enhance the weapons. So I thought, okay, there's something else I'm going to talk about. I actually do pile in the guys into the rooms whenever I can to enhance the lasers. Since this is a pew-pew ship, let's go pew-pew. So let's talk about what I've got here. There's this guy. He will do some repairs if necessary. My anti-aircraft, my reactor, my lasers, teleporter, shield room, any room, but otherwise he stays in the laser room. That's his job. He's a laser guy. Now, I don't, see if I'm trying to remember, do I keep the same order for everybody? I can't think. I don't think I do. I think I just shake it up a bit so that not everybody runs to the same room at the same time. This guy here, although I may have got lazy recently because I had to make some changes, I think I copied and pasted everybody. So I have to go back and rearrange the order a little bit because he's anti-aircraft, reactor, lasers, teleporter, shield room, any room, none. And of course I got different percentages, any room less than 100, but 50, 50, and 100. So his priority is definitely the anti-aircraft room. Now I'll come back to these guys in a minute. I like these guys. She's a raider. Her job is to go over and hit the reactor rooms. If your teleporter is less than 50, go to the laser room. If your shield has full ship has full shield, target the enemy reactors. Now that's a timer. That way, there's only one moment when the ship has full shields, and that's the very beginning of the battle. After that, there's some damage to your shield typically. But even though I said target reactor, she isn't targeting all three. She targets one. And that's only when the shield is at full power. But when the shield starts to come down, she's in that reactor room, it's destroyed. She looks at her logic and says, oh, my teleport's greater than 50. I've got to stay in the shield room because I can't decide to go to another shield room because the shield's not at full power. It's at some fraction of full or destroyed. So I have to stay where I am. And what she will do is she will basically pick a reactor room on their ship and stay there. Now, she is critical hit. So she will probably, if there's anybody in there, just kill them outright. And then she'll stand there like a little tank and she will hold it. And sometimes she will get one or two other people. So she's a killer too. And killing crew, I love that. Now, here's another guy. Teleport less than 50, target a laser room. In other words, you don't have teleporting ability, stay in a laser room. But if the enemy reactor is greater than 50, target that room. So he's going to run around and do any reactor. Any reactor, he's going to float between them. Often he'll end up in the same one she's in, but he's just going to run around and destroy reactors. His ability, of course, is Ultra Dismantle, so he'll take one down pretty fast. Again, I'm just about crippling their power system. That's all I want. Now we got the Croc guy. He's a poison gas guy. Yeah, you know what? I did get lazy. Look at that. Anti-aircraft reactor. So I'm going to start thinking about, there is a reason why there's in this order, though. It's actually been proven to be quite effective. Anti-aircraft, I'll tell you something. There are two things that still destroy me. One is people still bombarding me with too many teleporters in their attack, and I'm thinking about making a change about that. But the other is the anti-aircraft, is the fighters. They still will take me out. So you notice I got the best armor block, the best, heavy armor block I can get in the anti-aircraft room, and they go fix it first. It's kind of awkward. There's no other way to take out a fighter unless you have an anti-aircraft gun. If you don't have that working, there is no fighter defense, and the fighters will eventually destroy you. So for that one reason only, unless you destroy the fighters before they launch, you need some sort of defense against it. So this room is important, and I maximize it. I have redundant lasers, I have redundant missiles, I have redundant reactors. I do not have redundant anti-aircraft. So they will go to that first. Now I love these two guys. They're new. They're coming up. This one's poison gas. The Mummy. He's got the same AI as everybody else. Starts with the anti-aircraft. Reactors are very important for power. Then lasers, because that's the pew-pew ship. And then the teleporter later on, if I have to. Finding the shield room and your any room, because you never know. It's unpredictable what they might hit. He's the same way. And you know what? It's worked pretty well. I'm thinking maybe it was a little lazy. I'll have to think about that. And I will rethink it. I got a little something in the reactor and a little something in these ones. I had some sandbags and things in these other ones, but over time I've combining them up into this thing. And I put these in here temporarily, but I would like to go back to defense. I also put a sandbag and a plant in the shield room, just in case. So now I got this one. If the teleporter is less than 50, target your own cannon. So he's going to go for the plasma. If the enemy teleport's greater than 0, take it out. So he's the anti-teleport guy. Technically, he should be starting in this room at all times, but even he needs some training up sometimes because he will go to the teleport and he'll stay there. He will dismantle it and he will kill anybody standing there if he can. Poison gas probably would have been more effective, but... And he's a standard, I'm defending the room guy. Any room. He's my home base. So I got quite a lot of homeboys defending the ship. Now back to these two guys. I said I would talk about them. He is a rusher. That's his thing. So if the ship has full shields, target the teleport, then use your special power. Very simple. And otherwise, he's a laser guy like everybody else. He'll go off and he'll go to the laser. And this guy here is exactly the same. Use your special power. He's also a rusher, and he will basically activate this teleport and make it work as fast as possible. He's a rapid power up, which is why it's important. This mantle guy is standing in it when I activate it. He's not now, so it's not very effective. Now, what they will do is basically this. They will activate their ability and they will go to the nearest laser room. Now, my problem has always been, well, they both go to one laser room and ignore the other. So I make sure there's two guys already in this one. So one will end up in there, and there's usually two guys in this one, and one will end up in there. These guys here are generally there to say, look, don't bother going downstairs, guys. You're wasting time if you're running on the stairs. You're already in a laser room. Just stay there. Now, I know these don't do a lot of damage, but they do some. It's a pew-pew ship, and I don't have anything like the weapons mount yet. So this will basically is a placeholder for one day I will get a weapons mount. Now, let's look at the AI. They're all basically doing the same thing. Increase power by 1. If your ship has full shield, target the enemy shields. If your ship has full shield, target reactors. So in other words, if you're at full shields and they've got a shield room, hit it and just hit that. By the time I start firing, my shields are already going down and it stays on the shield room. But if they don't have a shield room, some people don't. Everybody has to have at least one reactor. I still need a target, and this is there just in case, and it will stay on the one reactor. It won't go to this one, and then this one, and then this one. I'm talking about the enemies, not my own. But it'll pick one reactor. It'll stay on it because it will trigger based on the strength of my shield. And all the weapons rooms are doing this. I'll take a peek over at this one. Same thing. Missiles. Same thing. Increase power by 1 and do this. Now, power management has been a bit of a challenge. You'll see a lot of increased power by 1. Everybody shares these. Teleporter. Set maximum power. I want this thing to send people over immediately. Like I got the 2 rushers in there. I want them to send crew in, do their job, and get out. Whereas the shields, set maximum power. It just holds at maximum power for as long as it can. It's a bit of a waste of energy. The shields do go down and I never quite get them up during battle, but there you are. So that's a bit of a walkthrough of my, that's time for the end of the day, I guess, for me. But that's an overview of the quick overview of the AI I'm using. I know it was very, very quick. I didn't dwell a lot on the order because I know you can see it easily for the borders. For the people who are staying home, well, those are my rushers. They've got special AI commands. It's the first 2. Target the teleporter if your ship has full shield, and then use your special power when you get there. That's special. But for most of the others, it's very simple. Use your special power right now. Any aircraft room, 100. Reactor, 50. Laser, 50. In other words, let it take a few hits. It's able to take some hits. I don't want my crew taking those hits. That's why it's 50. I don't want them running in as soon as it's 100, below 100, and getting slaughtered by the beam weapons while they're trying to fix it. It's okay if it takes a few hits. It's okay even if it goes to 0 before they get there, because the guy will probably have moved on to the next room and he can come in and repair it. Lasers less than 50. Teleporter less than 50. Shield room less than 50. Any room less than 100. In other words, I forgot something, go there. Otherwise, you're doing nothing. You're just kicking back. Go to the laser room and help fire. This ship is all about putting all the right people in the firing. I use the Academy to boost their firing ability as much as I can. Even these guys who are rushers, that's their core function. Oops, wrong button. But I still try to do what I can to get their weapon skill as high as I can, so they do as much damage as possible. Even wearing this personal attack stuff, I want their weapon skills a little better. So let's take this out before I forget, because I always forget. And we will drop the bridge back in because I love the gathering ability. Both to rearm and gathering stuff, I've fallen in love with it. It was worth every nickel of Starbuck I spent. Speaking of spending Starbucks, I promised you guys a look at this robot. I'm curious. Let's see what she does. Upgrade. Delores DIY kit. A cute synth with body missing. One head out of one body out of one, 2 arms out of 2, 2 legs out of 2. Do you guys want to know what she does and whether it's worth it without spending the Starbucks? You want some lunatic to spend the Starbucks for you? Well, I'm just that lunatic. So let's press the button and see what happens. Combine. Where'd she go? Maybe is she in the personnel section? Nope. Where's Delores? I kind of thought she'd be here in the people section. Oh, here she is. Now I get to use her. Okay, use. Activate. Yeah, why not? Okay, collect. There's a lot of drama. I'm a little nervous for a minute there that I've lost my Delores. Let's go up to the top of the list. It's easier with a mouse sometimes. I mean with a finger and an iPad. Did I already collect her? Well now, she's all spiky. Let's click on her. She's gold with a freeze bomb capability. I've gotten a lot of mileage out of a guy with freeze bomb, holding rooms very successfully. She's a gold. He's purple. 1, 2, 3, 4 shields. 1 big mega shield. She's actually quite defined. You know what? I've been working on him, doing him just because he's poison gas, but I think she's going to be a new star. Oh yes, I think she's a new star. I have to put her on the ship to really see what she looks like. Mummy, come on down, baby. Let's let this one go up. Profile. She seems to be adjusting her jetpack. So 6 out of 13 hit points, 2 out of 3 attack, but that'll go up as she's leveled up. Ability 0 to 300, stamina 0. Pilot, science. The numbers aren't too bad. Abilities not. What about the equipment? No equipment. I can't put any equipment on her. Okay, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay. Well, from now on, Delores, you will be treated like royalty just because I built you. So that's a Delores robot. How about that? I did not know it would be like that. So I'm going to donate her to the fleet to level up because I don't have a lot of room on my ship. But as you know, when you donate somebody, they become a bonus. Like you get 12 characters, but when you donate them, they become a 13th or a 14th to somebody else. So I'm all about exceeding the cap for some other guy. I, in fact, borrow people to exceed the cap on my ship, so it's all fair and love more. And I can send 3. We'll send Zombie Boy. I'm not sure what to do with him yet, but let's request a couple of people while I'm here. Nobody who's glowing because they're ready to be leveled up, so there's no point. Let them go get leveled up. I want to level somebody up, or I want to help anyway. So you... Thing is, I'm never sure what their AI is going to do. It's always a bit of a gamble. Request. I put them in these rooms. I kind of hope they'll stay there, but they don't. That's all right. Gun fodder is more valuable to me, really, than somebody who boards. They usually go running down and boarding ahead of some of my other guys who I've planned. It's kind of annoying. And then my teleporter goes offline before my good guys go out. But if they were to stay there and defend the reactors, that would be great. I wish it was a standard command for when you loan people. I've heard today, by the way, or at least I heard, sorry, not today, but yesterday, that you can reprogram other people's, let's just try it for a minute here, remove. You can allegedly reprogram their AI when they're on your ship. I can issue a new command. New command. Now, did they have AI to begin with? Or is this just temporary? Like, can I say AI? And is this going to annoy everybody else if I do this? I don't know. No condition. No. Yeah, no condition. Action. Target enemy cloak. No. I want you to... where's your special power? It was over here. I can target things. Target. But I can't use special power? Bummer. Unless I missed it. So, target reactor room. Target your reactor room. Okay. New command. Your reactor room. Your reactor room. Your reactor hit points. Less than 100. Action. Target condition room. Okay. So, allegedly, copy. AI. Paste. That's not what I said. Isn't that interesting? Huh. It didn't paste what I told it to paste. So, it's not perfect. It's a little bizarre, but apparently I can change the AI. Now the question is, what am I doing to the guy for whom these people belong? Did they have a slot in the specific AI already in mind? I don't mind if they mess with my AI a little bit. It's quite kind of interesting. It's a little like fishing. You cast it out there and you wait and see what you get back, and you look at the AI you get back and you go, wow, somebody was really smart. I think I'm going to keep that. I have seen it. The Mummy came back with some interesting stuff. So it was built into its automatic AI, so I have to look deeper into that. But anyway, that's what I'm going to talk about. We've talked a little bit about AI, a little bit about Ninja Queen and power leveling and what happened over there and the closeout of that project. And we've seen Delores come to life before our very eyes. I didn't know what was going to happen, what that would look like, but that was kind of fun. So anyway, thank you very much for listening, everybody. If you want to join our fleet, it's www.pocketcaptains.com. And it looks to me like I've talked to Captain Eric, but I think there's still lots of room for people. It's a good learning fleet. Lots of these guys are really helpful. They're very nice. So he's been busy. Look at that. We got some numbers. So join our fleet, and we'll be happy to have you. And if you want to read more, go to www.pocketcaptains.com, where we post our ideas, our tinfoil hat theories, and some suggestions and tips on this game and other games that involve space strategy. So in the meantime, when you're not doing all that, you're not juggling a life and a job and some work, try to have a little bit of fun every day. Thank you very much for listening, everybody, and good night. Get more tips at pocketcaptains.com.